In exactly 24 hours, the biggest race on the channel will commence in the 10th running of the Indianapolis 250. But today, it's the return of the prelude to the Indianapolis 250 after a year-long hiatus, having run this thing since 2021. The Freedom 50 is back at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 18 drivers in the field for 20 laps in the Shattuck Glory here at the Brickyard. Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway here on Carb Day. We just had the Carb Day practice. I've yet to record it at the time of me recording this race, but let me tell you, we're all over the place with the recording of these Indy 250 videos. But hey, we're excited for this race. It's going to be a great one here, and like I said, in exactly 24 hours, it's the Indianapolis 250 right here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and one driver will make history winning the 10th running of that race. This is the 8th running of the Freedom 50. Unfortunately, we didn't have this race last year, but it is back. 18 drivers in the field, and 3 drivers who tried to qualify for the Indianapolis 250 who failed to qualify for that race who are running here today. Not only that, it's the return of a gentleman alongside me that I haven't had in a couple of years. Trey Bartow in the booth alongside me. And Trey, you've run in the Indy 250 a couple of times. This race is kind of similar to that, only a fifth of the length. No pit stops in this event. What do these guys need to do to get to the front and win this Freedom 50 here today?
Oh, I mean, man, you know, this start here, you got to take whatever advantage you can and move yourself up. Or if you're one of these guys on this front row, you got to get yourself spaced out because, like you said, you don't have that much time.
Not at all. Only a 20-lap race here today at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. On Tuesday, we had the Wawa Winter Showdown. That race didn't even take that long, and those guys go about 10 seconds a lap slower than these guys do. So this thing's going to go by in a flash, but it is a special event and a race you absolutely want to win. Of course, it's not the Indianapolis 250, but still a very special race, and it's great to have this event back here at the Brickyard. The 3 drivers who attempted to qualify for the Indianapolis 250 who are in this race here today are Ace Garcia in the number 27, who starts on the pole here today. Bruno Diacomo, who was unfortunately slowest in the last 9 shootout on Sunday. And then Thomas Troxel in the 42 failed to qualify for the Indianapolis 250 after all of the issues he had in qualifying over the weekend. He's in this race as well, and I know all 3 of those drivers are going to be absolutely hungry to win this race here today. We also have 15 other drivers who only attempted this race and only will be attempting this race here in terms of open wheel racing in 2023. Chris Tejada, Brennan Wilmington, Will Parrish, Laura Chung, Brian Webb, Andrew Miller, MJ Williams, Ludovic Charette, Igor Barreto, Richard Kingart, Stephen Colon, Damar Patriot, Sam Oskin, Marcus Glitch, and Priya McShane. And one of these 18 drivers will get the race victory here today in the Freedom 50. We'll go ahead and go through the starting order and then get these guys to roll off here in the prelude to the Indianapolis 250. Ace Garcia on the pole alongside Will Parrish in row number 1. Priya McShane to the inside of Marcus Glitch in row number 2. The number 15 of Igor Barreto to the inside of Ludovic Charette in row number 3. Brennan Wilmington to the inside of Damar Patriot in row number 4. Stephen Colon to the inside of Bruno Diacomo in row number 5. Thomas Troxel and Brian Webb make up row number 6. Richard Kingart and Laura Chung make up row number 7. Andrew Miller and the 11 of MJ Williams make up row number 8. And then in the final row, it is Chris Tejada and Sam Oskin. Single car qualifying yesterday, and Ace Garcia was the fastest. I know he wanted to be in that Indianapolis 250 tomorrow, but he is going to be going for this race victory here today in the prelude to the Indy 250. And all these drivers ready to roll off here from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the Freedom 50. 18 drivers strong in the prelude to the Indianapolis 250. And I know Ace Garcia, and that number 27, wants to get this job done here today. But a lot of interesting drivers in this field. 9 of them have never gone to victory lane before. 2 of them making their first career start on the channel here today, and the other 9 have gone to victory lane, of course, including Thomas Troxel, like you just mentioned, Trey. 13 career wins on the channel, one of the strongest drivers in the field. But of all the guys here in this field, who do you think is going to go to victory lane in this year's Freedom 50?
I gotta take the pole sitter, man. Garcia. Like you said, what he just missed out of the 250 or the 250, right? A little bit of a revenge for him here.
Fastest time in qualifying yesterday in single car qualifications, of course. So he's very fast on his own, but these guys will absolutely be utilizing the draft in today's event. So we'll have to see how Ace Garcia can manage that. Of course, we'll see a lot of cycling early on, but we may get to a point where whoever takes the race lead may lead to the end of the race. Of course, the past couple of times in this Freedom 50, the driver who went to victory lane led over half of the race. It's 20 laps, no pit stops. It's a quick race. You got to get to the front when you can. And these guys spreading out to begin this Freedom 50. Trey, it's been a long time since you've called a race with me. And here it is, the Freedom 50, first race you've done in a couple of years. Are you excited for this one?
Oh man, it's gonna be back up in this booth. I'm ready to go. I hope I don't mess anything up, man. I'm just ready. I'm ready.
Well, this is why we do the Freedom 50 before we do the Indianapolis 250, so we get all the bugs out for that race. Well, hey, they're coming to the Yard of Bricks. Of course, tomorrow the big race, the Indianapolis 250 for 100 laps. Today it's only 20 laps. We're going to focus on these 18 drivers here on Carb Day. Ace Garcia and Will Parrish on the front row. It's the prelude to the Indy 250. The Freedom 50 is green flag at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Lap 1 will be led by Ace Garcia in the number 27. Of course, failed to qualify for the Indy 250, looking to get this Freedom 50 race victory, but Priya McShane has other ideas, looking to the inside for the race lead in the number 26.
I mean, did you see how close that man got between 3 and 4? I mean, he was all over him, and then onto the front stretch. I think they might have been bump drafting.
Definitely a very interesting start right there. But it's always really tight here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and Priya McShane made it tight there with Ace Garcia. Here comes Edgar Barreto in the 15, Ludovic Charette in the 14, and just like I said at the start of the race, we're going to see a lot of cycling early on here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but we may get to a point where a driver dominates this race, and that could be Priya McShane in the 26. Here comes Barreto, though, to the inside for the race lead. Ludovic Charette, Stephen Colon right behind him, almost 3 wide back in there between Marcus Glitch, Bruno Diacomo, and the 27 of Ace Garcia, but Barreto up front in the 15.
Almost like these guys were listening to me, man. I mean, I said you got to take advantage of everyone you can early on in this race, and I mean, we're seeing moves left and right at the front, back, in middle of this field, and I mean, these guys are taking up any space that they can fit their car into.
Absolutely. These guys race so close to each other here. And like I mentioned, we have not had a caution in this Freedom 50 in half a decade, essentially. So these guys have always raced it clean here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. But of course, if we do end up with a caution here today, it'll only be a 2-lap caution period, only unless we are 3 laps to go. That'll be the point of no return. Barreto still leads. Here comes Stephen Colon for the second position on Ludovic Charette. Stephen Colon has never gone to victory lane in a race on the channel before. Ace Garcia moving back on the inside, help from Marcus Glitch, but Edgar Barreto holding on to this race lead for now, but a little wide there through turn number 3, and Colon trying to move in the 18 machine. Meanwhile, we have DeMar Patriot in the 19 and Thomas Troxel moving their way on the inside lane, and they may move up to the front here in a few laps, but already on lap number 5 here in this Freedom 50, Barreto continues to lead as Ludovic Charette goes for 3rd on Ace Garcia.
I thought we were about to have a pass for the lead, but he just couldn't get there. They're so close. He might get him on the exit of 2 here. Still looking. Can't quite get it done yet, but is he going to get a run going into 3?
And these guys so close to each other, but they are pulling away from the rest of the field. Stephen Colon and Edgar Barreto have a gap on the rest of the field, but Colon going to move to the inside of Barreto for the race lead here on lap number 5. And who knows, this could be the pass for the race win. But Cologne does not have the advantage on the inside fully as of yet. They still remain side by side. This is going to bring Ludovic Charette back to the inside, and Barretto able to keep the lead in the 15. So what do you think about this, Trey, your former owner there, Titan Fury Racing, leading this field here? Do you think he may have this field behind him pretty solidly, or will he get past here at some point? Cologne back to the inside trying. That 15 seems to have a pretty good lock on the field right now.
Yeah, he definitely looks strong right now. He got a major run on that outside on the front stretch to take the lead back, but I don't think he's sitting too comfortable right now as they're looking for the pass for the lead again. Is it going to be a reenactment of what we just saw one lap ago?
It's hard to get that inside lane to work off the exit of turn number 4. Turn 4, the slowest corner on this race course, and Cologne unable to get that inside lane to work. Ace Garcia back on Ludovic Charette there for the 3rd position, and we're 3 wide. Troxel and McShane in the outside wall. And the caution will fly here at Indianapolis. And Thomas Troxel's Indy 250 week continues to go from bad to worse. Race back to the line. Stephen Cologne has the help here from Ace Garcia trying to take this race lead away from Igor Barretto, but the 15 really rolling this outside lane, and Barretto's going to be able to hold them off for now. That 15 is strong, but they will have to do a restart here in a couple of laps.
Wow.
And Trey Bartow here is speechless.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think I have seen any driver have as worse of an Indy 250 week as Thomas Troxel. Did not even get a time in on Saturday in Indy 250 qualifications. Failed to qualify on Sunday in the last 9 shootout. Wrecked out in the Wawa Winners Showdown. And then here, wrecking out in the Freedom 50.
When's it going to get better for him, man? I mean,
well,
I know they always
the points leader in the Wawa Cup Series. We'll have to see what he does tonight in the Coke 600. But it's not been good for him at Indianapolis, to say the least, for Thomas Troxel.
I don't think he's going to, take his time getting out of this place. He might want to get out as quickly as he can.
Yeah, I don't know he's going to come back until August when we have the Wawa Cup Series here for the Brickyard 400. Priya McShane also caught up in that one as well on the 26 machine. Such a tough break for her. She had a good run to start. I think she led at some point there. Almost got the race lead early on. I don't think she led a lap, but she was running up front earlier on, and she's going to fall back. We will go ahead and review that accident that will take out Thomas Troxel and Priya McShane, then get back to racing here in the Freedom 50 at Indianapolis. Well, this is what happened. Samit Ozkin made it 3 wide on Troxel and Priya McShane. And then going in the turn number 1, you see they actually made contact down the front stretch there. Troxel and Ozkin did. Ozkin had the inside, and Troxel just had nowhere to go here in the turn number 1. Actually, no, Ozkin came up on Troxel. Ozkin came up on Troxel, sent the 42 in the outside wall, and McShane had nowhere to go in the 26. I mistakenly said that Bruno Diacomo was caught up in this. Diacomo came down the pit lane, as you saw, right before they were getting the 1-to-go signal. He's going to go to the back of the field on the restart, but he did get back out onto the racetrack. Wow. And just like I said, Thomas Troxel, I mean, I don't think you could have a worse week at one particular racetrack than what Troxel has had. Wrecked out in this race, wrecked out in the Winners Showdown in the Cup Series, failed to qualify for the Indy 250, and didn't even get a lap in on Saturday to avoid the last 9 shootout. My goodness. It's a tough break for Priya McShane as well. She had a great opportunity at this one. It just couldn't get it there at the end. Got caught up in that wreck, and unfortunately she is effectively out of this race here at Indianapolis.
Well, as you see, I mean, 3 wide just doesn't really work. Your contact right there, and then you just got to think that he missed the bottom there, but set those 2 up, and we got one flying through the air like a UFO, and the other one slowly coming to a stop. It's just 3 wide doesn't work at Indy. It's that simple.
And we will probably see wrecks like this tomorrow in the Indianapolis 250. 3 wide, especially in the turn number 1, and You know, what we saw in the Wawa Winter Showdown was the slide up off the exit at turn number 3, and then getting into the car ahead of them. So those two things are things to watch out for in tomorrow's race. Hopefully that'll be the only caution of this event. Igor Barreto, your race leader. Let's get back to racing here in the 2023 Freedom 50. We are back here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the 2023 Freedom 50. And we just had our first wreck in this race in quite some time. Thomas Troxell, Priya McShane, and Bruno Diacomo. McShane still on the pit lane here. Very much off the pace from that accident. But both Diacomo and the 42 of Thomas Troxell getting back out there onto the racetrack. Igor Barreto has been able to keep the race lead for quite some time since he took it away. A lot of chances from Stephen Colon there trying to get to the inside of him, but Barreto is able to hold the outside lane. He'll restart in the first position there. Then Stephen Colon, Ace Garcia, Damar Patriot is fourth. Ludovic Charette, Marcus Glitch, Salmon Oskin started dead last in this race. Going to restart in the 7th position. Brian Webb in the 8th. Number 10 of Andrew Miller. The 6 of Will Parrish. That is the top 10 coming to the restart here in the Freedom 50. It'll be 11 laps to go at the line for Igor Barreto. Will he hold these drivers off and get this Freedom 50 victory? We're going to have to wait and see. Green flag back in the air here at Indianapolis. A good jump there out of Barreto in the 15 machine. Of course, the restarts, they do spread out coming to the line here in Indianapolis. And Stephen Colon unable to get to the gearbox of Barreto there. Ace Garcia now looking for the 2nd position here on the 18 machine.
Yeah, I think any type of battling between 2nd and 3rd right now is only going to help that 15 really pull away here. But if they can stay single file, I mean, it almost looks like they're catching back up to Barreto.
Oh yeah, that draft is really going to come into play. Even though they restart quite a ways from each other, they're going to wind right back up into each other here as we're now halfway in the Freedom 50. And just as you said there, Trey, battling for 2nd place is exactly what Igor Barreto wants to see there, because if you watch the Wawa Winter Showdown on Tuesday, that is what happened. That led Seth Cole to getting the race victory here in that event. They kept on battling for 2nd place, and Seth Cole led 19 of the 20 laps. We'll see if Igor Barreto does something similar here. He's led the most laps so far in this race, but Stephen Colon once again looking to the inside. And my goodness, that is so tight there off the exit at turn number 3.
Yeah, I don't know how Barreto's making halfway between lane 1 and 2 work.
Colon's got it this time. And help from Ace Garcia there for the race lead, looking to the inside. And Garcia is going to be the reason for that right there. The draft and the push, but Garcia may try to make the move now on Stephen Colon for the race lead. Barreto now down the 3rd, and Ace Garcia running in 2nd right behind the 18. Meanwhile, Salmon Oskin up the 4th, Ludovic Charette, Brian Webb in the 8, moving their way on the inside lane. And Ace Garcia in a great position to possibly go to victory lane now as he runs right behind Stephen Colon for the race lead.
If I'm being honest, I don't think I'd count any one of these 3 guys out of this thing. I mean, they're all so strong, and if the front 2 battles going to bring that 3rd person right back in, and vice versa, if the last 2 battles...
Here we go, Barreto looking for 2nd on Garcia. That was tight right there in the turn 1. These guys are getting so close to each other, and unlike in the Haas IndyCar Series, these wheels are much more exposed than those guys are. And they are just getting so close to each other. Salmon Oskin trying to reel these guys in and have an opportunity at this race victory. Next time by, it's 7 laps to go. Still plenty of time for Oskin to have a shot here. Garcia now looking to the inside of Sebastian, or should I say Stephen Colon in the 18 machine. And he's got a nose this time and may get the help from Barreto to take the race lead away.
He's going to lose. Oh, never mind.
Barreto looking to the inside for 2nd once again. Barreto wants an opportunity once again on this 18, but Ace Garcia going to close the door on him once again. And don't look now, here comes Salmon Oskin in the number 20, running in 4th. Brian Webb there in the 5th position now with Ludovic Charette right behind him. And we have ourselves a lap car. Oh boy, Priya McShane, remember she was very much off the pace right there. Has the wreck damage from earlier on, and she may get in the way of our race leaders here. This could get very interesting. Igor Barreto looking to take 2nd away from Ace Garcia. Here comes Oskin for 3rd on the 27.
I don't know about you, but this man right here looks fast as how are we going to deal with this lap car?
This is going to get very interesting with Priya McShane. Oskin there in third, and you're right, Trey. Sam and Oskin looking very quick right now in this number 20 machine, and we'll have to see if McShane gets in the way of our race leaders. They're going to come to her right now. Stephen Colon moving to the inside, and it looks like that'll open the door for everyone behind Colon, so our top four will get around McShane cleanly. Ace Garcia's got to be careful here. As for the race lead, Agar Barreto looking back to the inside of Stephen Colon for the top position. But that inside lane off of turn 4 is so hard to keep. And that 15 is not going to be able to keep the inside lane. Here comes Sam and Oskin now for second on Agar Barreto. Look out for Oskin. Will he go from the back to the front to win this race? He could very well do so.
He's an absolute rocket ship right now.
Absolutely.
I mean, he is cruising through these guys.
Ace Garcia there in third. Brian Webb getting to the inside of Igor Barreto. Barreto falling back to the 5th position now in the number 15. But Stephen Colon has this field at hand. He has the ability to block these guys, and he's in the best position possible for this race. But 4 laps to go, coming to the line, and Oskin once again with a great run. And Oskin's got a nose to the inside of Stephen Colon for the race lead, coming to 4 laps to go.
Oh, what are they going to look like going into 1 here? It's going to be side by side, so you got to think the top lane's going to have to give out.
And Stephen Colon unable to get that outside lane to work, and Samit Oskin has taken the race lead here in the Freedom 50. Here comes Brian Webb in the 8 machine, also looking to the inside of Stephen Colon. But Samit Oskin started 16th in this race, is now leading, coming to 3 laps to go in the 2023 Freedom 50. But Brian Webb also looking very quick. Here comes Igor Barreto in the 15 as well. And don't count out Stephen Colon, even though he just lost the race lead, he is still inside the top 3 here at Indianapolis.
As these guys battle here, it's only allowing that 20 guy or that 20 car to little move away inch by inch each time here, but I don't think he's going to get that far ahead.
Brian Webb, Stephen Colon, Ace Garcia. Oh, very close there between Ludovic Charette and Igor Barreto. And then Andrew Miller now moving his way into this lead draft, but it's going to be 2 laps to go next time by. I don't know if anyone outside the top 3 really is going to have an opportunity at getting this race victory. Colon trying to take second away from Brian Webb, and that's exactly what Sam and Oskin wants to see. Will we get 3 wide again? Ace Garcia almost peeked to the inside of Colon there for second. Couldn't quite do it. Sam and Oskin looking for his 6th career win on the channel. 4 times a winner in the Wall Cup Series, or in the Cup Series in general, I should say. It's been a great year for him over there. But here he is looking to get a race victory in an open wheel machine. But Colon and Ace Garcia, if they get single file, they're going to run right back to the gearbox of the 20, and we can have ourselves a race on this last lap. 1.5 laps to go in the Freedom 50 for Sam and Oskin.
He's really hoping these guys start the battle here, which it looks like they're trying to get side by side, but it won't quite happen yet. Maybe coming onto the front straight here as he's looking low. Can't quite get it done yet.
And Stephen Colon is going to have an opportunity here at getting to the 20 machine. White flag in the Freedom 50. Will Colon have a shot at this 20, or will Ace Garcia make it hard on the 18? Colon really gained there through turn number 1, and now through turn 2, he may have a shot to the inside down the backstretch. Oh, he's got it. And he's got help from Ace Garcia and Brian Webb. Will Oskin be able to clear him in the turn 3? Will Ace Garcia go 3 wide for the race lead? Here comes the 27 as Colon takes the race lead away on the final lap of the race. But Oskin trying to hold the outside lane. He's not going to be able to get it on the 18. But Ace Garcia is going to have an opportunity on the inside. It's not going to be enough. Stephen Colon, first career win on the channel. He wins the Freedom 50 in 2023. How about that?
That was some of the best racing I think I've ever seen here.
The Freedom 50 never disappoints. And my golly, I wish they didn't get rid of this thing in real life. I miss the Freedom 100. I really do. But hey, we had this one. We had this one. Stephen Colon absolutely earned that one. He can thank Ace Garcia for helping him there at the end. And you know what? I'm going to eat a Reese's after this race in celebration of that one. That was a darn good race.
That was amazing. I give it up to all these drivers. I mean, they all held their own, and they made it exciting for everyone.
Absolutely. Oh, man. And that just gets me even more excited for tomorrow's Indianapolis 250. Of course, they race slightly different over there in the Haas IndyCar Series than they do in these Indy Lights machines, or if you want to call it, I mean, they're old Indy cars. We always called it the Indy Lights Series, but, whatever. But regardless of the fact, this was just a little taste of what we're going to see tomorrow in the Indianapolis 250. My goodness, Trey, did that get you pumped up for tomorrow or what? And hey, does that make you want to get back in these open wheel machines for next year?
Hey, man, nothing's ever out of the question.
Stephen Colon with the race victory here in the Freedom 50. Sam and Ozkin, got to give a lot of credit to Ozkin, went from 16th to the lead, just could not hold off Colon there at the end. Ace Garcia was up front this entire race, finished third. Brian Webb and Andrew Miller ran out the top five. We'll have Andrew in the booth tomorrow for the Indy 250. I got to keep it from him, though. I don't want to spoil this race for either of those guys. But my goodness, Trey, what a race. We had a wreck and knocked out Thomas Troxel. Unbelievable week he's had. But in the end, a last lap pass, and Ace Garcia almost made it 3 wide, couldn't quite do it. And in the end, Stephen Colon went to victory lane.
Yeah, I mean, it was absolutely amazing to watch these guys do what they do. And like you said, we had an accident early in the race, a lap last pass. I mean, what else could you ask for?
Hey, we're going to have 5 times as much of it tomorrow in the Indianapolis 250. Hey, one more event before then, though. Coke 600 tonight in the Wawa Cup Series. 100 laps at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the 16th race of the season over there. And then, of course, tomorrow at noon Eastern Time, it is the biggest race of the year on the channel. The 2023 Indianapolis 250, the 10th running of the race. I'm telling you, after seeing this one, I could not be any more excited for it. And you guys are going to see it tomorrow in less than 24 hours. Thank you guys so much for watching here on this Friday at noon. I know some of y'all might be in school or at work right now. This is traditionally the time this race took place anyway. But hey, that's why it just stays up on YouTube after it premieres. So hopefully you guys able to check it out and enjoy it. But regardless of the fact, happy Carb Day, happy Memorial Day weekend, and of course, definitely give your honors to those who served our country and gave the ultimate price. Definitely something that should not be remissed here on this weekend as we all enjoy the sport that we love. But what a race it was here in the Freedom 50 for Stephen Colon getting it done at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Tomorrow it's the Indianapolis 250, 100 laps here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the biggest race of the year, and tonight the Coca-Cola 600 in the Wawa Cup Series. It is the greatest weekend for racing, and we cannot be any more excited here on AG the Channel. A huge thanks to Trey Barger for joining me here tonight, or this afternoon. We're recording this at night, but, it's going up at noon. You get the idea. And we will see you guys tomorrow for the Indianapolis 250. Once again, congratulations to Stephen Colon, and I will see you guys later.